Sunday, the 103rd running of the greatest spectacle in racing, an event that puts a global spotlight on Indianapolis and drives massive economic impact as well. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indy 500, both steeped in tradition, but they are institutions that continue to see change. Joining me now with more on the impact of change and the state of the race in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, pleased to be joined by IMS President Doug Bowles. And Doug, as always, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks, and thanks for saying it's race weekend in Indiana, because we are an Indiana institution, not just an Indianapolis institution.
Very true.
And oftentimes people say Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and they think all we care about is Central Indiana. We don't get to race in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway without the Hoosier State. It's really important. State.
And around the globe, there will be attention on West 16th Street as you head into this this weekend. We're here. Your thoughts? It's been an exciting month. It's been a wet month, unfortunately, but your thoughts heading into the race?
Well, I thought the Grand Prix turned out really well, even with the rain. And we always talk about how these cars can run on the road course in the rain. And in Indiana, we don't usually think of that, right? We think racing and rain, and the Indy cars don't run. So to be able to actually do it, the race was fantastic. We enjoyed that. And then qualifying, we tweaked the format for qualifying a little bit this year, and I think both Saturday and Sunday were tremendous days, a lot of drama, spent a lot of time with fans who had a great time. So far, so good. Now we just get through race day.
Let's talk about that, the drama at the end of qualifying, certainly with Kyle Kaiser making it into the field. Fernando Alonso, the shocker, he didn't make it in. I didn't get a chance to be there, but I watched it on TV, and it was riveting. I mean, it was great TV.
It was great TV, and it was one of those stories where it was David versus Goliath on that very end, and you had Fernando Alonso standing there, and had Kyle Kaiser not beaten him, the story would have been amazing, and Kyle Kaiser beating him made an amazing story. So we were, as he rolled off, we knew we were going to have a really cool story to tell. The McLaren folks, we feel badly for them because they've invested a lot to come to Indianapolis. They're looking at the IndyCar series as something to do long term. Certainly want them to be successful, but you couldn't be happier for a young American kid like Kyle Kaiser. Doesn't have a full-time ride, and a team that's based in Indianapolis that doesn't run the series all the time has an opportunity to make the Indy 500.
And it's all leading up to the Indy 500. How do things look ticket sales wise?
Ticket sales are good. You know, we have really been strong in terms of our ticket sales since 15, trending the right direction. 17 was a significant uptick from 15. I threw 16 outright because that was the 100th. 18 was better than 17. We're almost dead even with 18, so which is a great sign for us to just maintain that 300,000 plus people coming to the Indy 500 every year.
And I think I saw some comments you made about maintaining, you know, kind of being flat is kind of the new up almost. I mean, as motorsports or sports in general, and especially when we look at the numbers of people, 300,000 that you've got to keep, you know, level and hopefully.
Right. We're not just talking about a small arena and trying to keep 10 or 15,000 people here. We're trying to keep 300,000 people coming back. You obviously lose some every year, so you have to replace them with folks. So we have done a pretty good job at that. And depending on how weather turns out on race day, maybe we'll be a little bit up on 2018, but we're pretty happy that we're going to be right spot on with 18, which is the second largest crowd we've seen in this place in the last 15 years or so.
Yeah, and obviously race day is just one day. A lot of events that draw big crowds, and part of it for the entertainment, it's for the racing, but the entertainment has become such a big part of the month of May.
Well, the race has always been more than just the race. It's all the activities that lead up to it, and really as we start trying to find that next fan, that next person that's going to make the Indy 500 what they do on Memorial Day Sunday, we have to do more than just the racing piece, and that's why music has become such a part of that entire weekend, beginning with Carb Day music. We've got a Saturday concert on Saturday evening, and then music as part of race day. So that really, I think, helps us attract a new fan and keep some other fans that want more than just the racing to make that what they do on the weekend.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a year-round venue now, and I have to ask you with respect to music, the Stones were there a couple of years ago. Can we expect to see another really high-profile entertainer?
We continue to look for that, and when the right one comes along, that their scheduling works out right, and we don't have radius clause issues and some other things that make it hard for music, we absolutely want to have music like that. But it needs to be that sort of Rolling Stones type level band for us to do that as a standalone.
New presenting sponsor for the Indianapolis 500, also a new network, new broadcast partner. I want to ask you about that, so sit tight, Doug. We'll be right back after a break.